Roger, GM. Let me get ahead of the audio. I know people are already going to say it. Audio low. We're on it today. Pretty good start to the day today. I rolled out of bed and I was like, there's no way. There's no way I'm hitting the gym today. And then went back to sleep and woke up and I was like, all right, I'm going. Which was great. Really almost copped out. And at the last minute was like, all right, let's do it. We'll take that as an early win. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. And happy holidays to everyone who celebrates. I've got a nice work holiday today, but is what it is. Make sure to smash the like button if you're getting here early. Why is TradingView down? Not down for me. I got TradingView. Yeah, I got TradingView working fine right now. Let's see what we got. Anything interesting in the chat right now? Anything new I should be paying attention to? Anything I'm missing right now? I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, don't know if I have anything overly exciting in terms of topic wise. Mark Zuckerberg's compensation was 27 million. I guess slightly interesting. See what we got. Happy Good Friday. Yeah, absolutely. XRP is going to move sideways for a month, trade wars, etc. Yeah, I think the market's trying to figure out how it feels about trade wars. We probably got some time before. So I think the market generally, like in XRP specifically, right? Like as we continue to have no resolution on the trade, I feel like we slowly pull down. And then the second we get resolution, I feel like we make a big move up. If we continue to see deals being landed, I think we slowly move up until that 90-day extension and we finally see some kind of move. So we're just waiting to see what really happens there. The market's kind of just saying, hey, we have no idea what comes next. We're in a paused pattern. So we've got to figure that out. We also have those interest rate cuts, I believe, coming on the back end of, or in the early part of was it now May? In the front part of May. So we should have interest rate cuts at the start of May. Interesting note here. Oh, it looks like I might have been. Oh, yeah. CNBC is just blasting in the background, showing nothing of interest. They're playing Shark Tank. What? Oh, because it's a holiday and the markets are closed. Okay. Well, no CNBC today then. XRP has outperformed ETH for 6 straight months. I think we all kind of knew that, but cool to see that being picked up mainstream media. Scott Melker just put out, and I'll tell you guys, it's making a big difference. So when it comes to like the institutional interest on the back end, a lot of people, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, like a lot of people are now looking at ETH and like saying, okay, like this thing's trash now. And the way institutions like look at this stuff, right, is it's not so much on the tech. They just see the price getting eviscerated. And they're just saying like, all right, well, we don't want to touch this. Like, it's just not a good performing asset. And with XRP outperforming ETH, it's making a big difference in terms of how institutions are looking at their allocations. I'll just say this right now. If XRP was to flip Ethereum in market cap, you would see a huge shift in how people were allocating to these assets. And XRP is like already pretty close to doing it. Like a $3 XRP would pretty much get us into like, hey, we're knocking on the door. Yeah, and Taylor, I'll say too, like when it comes to like other like RIAs and investment managers, like that's how they invest. Like they literally just look at like, hey, what are the top two things? Like here you get some Bitcoin, and then the second biggest thing is ETH. Like boom, like you're allocated. Um that would be a huge game changer. And it's funny because a lot of people don't look at stuff like that. Like a lot of people don't look at it being like, okay, well, you know, who really cares if it's number one or two? Like, you should be looking at the tech. And I completely agree. But that's not the way a lot of people actually look at this stuff. Coinbase is down. Huh. People are saying trading views down. Coinbase is down. I wonder if there's let's check to see if there's some like global outage going on. I know in Japan there's been like a lot of crazy stuff happening in terms of like bank hacks. I've seen the down detector look a lot worse than this. Instagram, maybe a little outage. Socket, I don't know what that is. YouTube. CNBC. Yeah, so there's some outages, but nothing crazy. This is just downdetector.com. You can take a look at if there's anything crazy going on globally with usually if like when Microsoft went down, I don't know if you guys remember that, but Microsoft had some issues. Like the down detector, everything was red. So seems like there's some stuff going on. Service provider, yeah. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Really appreciate everyone doing that. Just getting started here. Trying to figure out if there's anything overly interesting. We can take a look at the XRP to ETH ratio. That's Taylor's favorite. You know, I love the XRP to ETH ratio. It just really annoys me looking at it because they don't have all the data. And I want an XRP to ETH ratio chart where I have all the data. And it's annoying to me that it's not all there, but I guess I'll just have to get over that until someone implements it. Because the XRP to ETH charts only go back to 2017, and XRP and ETH both existed before that. So it's just like, give me the full chart. But I don't get the full chart. So here's the chart for XRP to ETH. XRP has obviously had a huge climb against ETH and just trying to break this little zone right here. This is kind of that area XRP is trying to break out of right now and really put in some real vertical lines here against ETH. But we're kind of out of this basement zone down here. This is where we were kind of stuck for a while during the entire Ripple SEC case. And funny enough, the SEC puts the case against Ripple. XRP is undervalued against ETH for a long time. Ripple beats the SEC, and now XRP is rapidly appreciating against ETH. It's almost like it was almost like it was designed to do that. Obviously, I think it probably was. So We shall see. To me, it's fairly obvious. The next XRP to Bitcoin we'll take a look at. XRP BTC. Down, bow. Nothing overly interesting here. Kind of breaking some of the channel stuff we were watching. I guess you can kind of say we're still sort of in this general channel here, but we're definitely pressing on the bottom. So it'd be great to see XRP move up a bit more in this channel if the channel is gonna remain significant. Just want to see it somewhere trading in the middle. That's what it's all about right now. Right now, it's just all the recovery before we can make that next leg up. We should do an XRP Vegas meetup. I'm going to be at Vegas for sure. I'm going to a whole bunch of meetups. To be completely honest with you guys, a meetup would be outstanding. But my only problem is like it's like a lot of extra work to plan. Like one of my favorite things about XRP Vegas is like I just get to meet everyone. I don't have a lot of responsibility, you know. It is a decent amount of extra stuff for me to coordinate doing the sort of meetup thing. We are doing Jake Claver's got his meetup one of the nights. So I'll be at that. I know 68J has his meetup, so I'll be at that. I'll be at the conference the entire time. So I can't wait to see all of you there who are going, but that's the only reason why I haven't really done that many meetups thus far. To be honest with you guys, it's just a lot of work. And I would say that my specialty is not on the planning and meetup side. Yeah, Charles, what's going on with that? Give me the breakdown. What are we gonna get here? I might. My audio is in and out. Try just refreshing the stream. Try just refreshing the stream and you should be good. Thoughts on XRP ETF 2X? We'll see how the XRP 2X long performs. Most of those vehicles, in my opinion, aren't that good. I mean, it can be a nice little trade, but so it takes an expense to open those long positions. Oh, Mary Cox, nice. You're going to the Bitcoin party. That should be fun. Is my audio? I'm getting a couple widgets here. On stream issues. Some people are saying it's fine. Some people are saying it's a little wacky. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, just refresh the stream. Honestly, there's not there's not much I could really do. Morton, good to see you, man. Guys, make sure to smash the like button. Appreciate everyone doing that. Let me check through the news real quick and see if there's anything coming through there. Boring. Boarding. Oh, here's an interesting clip. I forget where this is from, but I think it's at least an interesting little topic of discussion. So I'll play this real quick. This is on Ripple IPO. So I think this is pretty interesting.
The reality, most companies that go public do that to raise capital. We haven't needed to raise capital, and so that has not been a driving force. We have talked a little bit about would we go public, and it's like, well, the U.S. market until recently has been very hostile, and like, why would we even try to have that conversation? I mean, I guess the exact answer to the question, will we IPO in 2025? I think that's a definitive no.
Okay.
We're in 2025, and it certainly takes a little bit of time to get there. But I also think you have to ask yourself, okay, how does Ripple benefit from being a public company? And, therefore, is it a high priority for us? So what we've said is there's no imminent plans to go public. I will acknowledge that a change in the SEC in the United States, as he said earlier, as conditions change, you never say never, and you reevaluate as you. The reality, most companies that go public.
So that was pretty interesting. I mean, I think it's pretty clear Ripple will not be going public in 2025, 2026, 2027. I consider much higher probability there. Asia's first XRP tracker fund launched by Ripple and Hashkey. Yep, I did see that. That's sort of like an XRP ETF in those Asian countries, is my understanding. I think that's generally sort of what that is. I didn't have a lot of time to look directly into it, but I did think that clip was pretty interesting. It does look like Brad Garlinghouse is pushing off public till 2025. Federal Reserve is not public. Why would Ripple be? Well, the Federal Reserve is more of like a government entity. I know technically, yes, the Federal Reserve is not a government entity, but they act as a critical role of government activity in issuing money. And I don't really like, there's a big difference between someone like the Federal Reserve, which in my opinion is a government institution, and Ripple, which is a private company. I think Ripple will go public. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good question. Why would they want to give that much control away by going public? Yeah, I mean, you have to weigh the benefits and the drawbacks. That's one of the drawbacks. You do give away a lot of control. One of the benefits is like your company is seen as more legitimate if you are public. Can't Asia see the price on Google or CoinMarketCap? I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Going public wouldn't only be to raise money. So I've oh, interesting, William. Thank you. You wouldn't only go public to raise money. So like one of the things I've learned is that going public makes your financial statements public, obviously, and that can be a big vote of confidence for companies looking to partner with you. Like if a company is looking to partner with you, they want to know you're in like good financial health, and going public is a good way to like prove that to them. So it is like a credibility thing as well. It's not because you're public, but because you make all your financials public. It can be kind of a vote of confidence for people looking to work with you. So there is a bit more than just the raising money part. It does kind of bring in more investor and partner confidence, which is something that not a lot of people talk about. And it's not actually something I really knew about prior to talking with a lot of people who are kind of in the know on these things. But yeah, it's definitely not about the money for Ripple. Definitely not about the money. What are your thoughts on XLM? People always ask me my thoughts on XLM. I like XLM, but like, there's a reason I don't talk about it. on a morning live stream, right? It's like just one of those things. It's like it's not really something that I am that fascinated with in comparison to XRP. Got some interesting stuff going on for sure, but for me, it's like different places, different levels of adoption, different scenarios, different teams. I just think Ripple has a much better team behind them. Some of the same people that own Ripple private equity also own shares in the Federal Reserve. I don't know if that's true. If you have anyone specific, I would love to hear it, but I'm sure it is. I'm sure there are overlaps there. I just don't know of anyone like specifically. Where's the brick and mortar of Ripple? I don't know if I quite understand the question. Like, what is the brick and mortar? Here's a picture of XRP outperforming ETH. So at a very dramatic scale, huge gap between XRP and ETH. And I think this chart just really illustrates that outperformance. Like I said earlier, the more and more XRP outperforms ETH, the more people who are going to be jumping ship, especially the investment firms. They don't have any thesis behind ETH. I mean, that's the biggest thing I've learned. There's no thesis behind ETH. They don't have any thesis on most of cryptocurrency. They kind of just throw money at what the biggest thing is. And you would think it was a lot more technical and nuanced than that. But let me tell you guys, it's shocking, especially the investment firms, how little they really understand about this industry. Adam? Ripple HQ in San Francisco. Yeah. Offices in San Francisco. They've got offices all over the world as well, but San Francisco is the main one. Happy Friday, Tracy. Good to see you. I saw XRP on CoinMarketCap reported circulating supply. Well, the really interesting thing about XRP's market cap on CoinMarketCap is if you look at, so take a look at this. If you rank the CoinMarketCap tokens by what I think is the actual market cap of XRP, which is on fully diluted, then XRP is already the number 2 cryptocurrency. In my opinion, XRP has already flipped ETH. I'm actually gonna want to get ETH in this picture if I'm gonna post it. I mean, I think fully diluted market cap is the market cap that these things have to be measured on. And in my opinion, XRP has already flipped ETH in that sense. William Cody, appreciate your content and your grinding with us every day. Oh, no problem, man. Like I love going on here. People are making me smarter every single day I'm on here, bring me new information, showing me things. It's incredible. But no, fully diluted market cap, in my opinion, is the way you need to measure these cryptocurrencies. Ripple obviously has XRP and escrow, but those XRPs have already been issued. So that XRP is already circulating. I don't understand why that's not counted towards circulating supply. Never heard any good reason for that. But I will say something very interesting, though, is that XRP circulating supply on places like CoinMarketCap is reported by Ripple. So Ripple reports those numbers. So there is an interesting bit of conspiracy if Ripple is purposely holding XRP's market cap down for whatever reason. I mean, Ripple could pretty much report whatever number they wanted on CoinMarketCap and raise the market cap of XRP. CoinMarketCap pulls from a Ripple API, and Ripple is the one who's reporting the current market cap of XRP. And they report a market cap that's very interesting, because the market cap they're reporting is essentially on a circulating supply of 58 billion. But if we go over to XRP scan and then take a look at the escrow. So let's take a look at XRP scan. So Ripple is reporting a circulating supply of 58 billion, but XRP scan is reporting a circulating supply of 63 billion. With only 36 billion escrowed. So it's very interesting. The escrow is dropping very, very quickly. When the escrow gets to like 25 billion and 75 billion is in the ecosystem, a lot of those arguments against Ripple holding too much XRP are really going to start falling apart. And this is all just fuel for XRP's market cap. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Killen. Appreciate that. Why staked ETH not taken into circulate? Why is staked ETH not taken out of the circulation number of ETH like XRP escrow is? Joe, you are on the money. You are on the money. And that's the part that's kind of a joke about this. Why isn't Satoshi's wallet taken out of the Bitcoin circulating supply? It's just, it doesn't make any sense the way they apply these numbers. There's so many different circumstances. Oh, thank you so much. 20 gifted memberships. Killian, the Irish, thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that. Everyone drop a thank you. Ton of people just caught a free membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was very, very generous of you, and I appreciate that. So funny when that gift comes in and then everyone starts getting it and everyone starts turning green. Thank you. That's awesome. John, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad you love the show. Just try to keep it as low key as possible. I like to have like all the data sources, but I like to keep it sort of really open and on the spot. I don't really like structure and stuff like this. You know, I always hated when like people had like a live stream show and then like they had it so structured, right? So then they'd be like, all right, time to get into the news, and then read off a whole bunch of news that no one cares about. Like if there's a ton of news to jump into, like I'm excited to jump into the news and we'll go over all the different things happening. But on days like today, right? Like there's not that much going on in terms of the news cycle. So it's fun to be able to just come on here and chat with everyone in the comments. So I was always a fan of not getting too much into like structure, because I think structure can kind of put you in weird positions. And I like the flexibility of just coming on here, seeing what people want to talk about, seeing where there's interest. Steve, happy birthday. That's awesome. Roger says Hall's balls, face only a mother could love. Shots fired in the chat. Roger, unhinged this morning. I think the gifted memberships are just random. I think they just drop it to like a random people. I wish I could select who was like eligible for them. Just because it'd be cool for me to be able to direct that a little bit, but I can't do that. Here's an interesting little post on just some stuff on Hidden Road real quick. Because I think Hidden Road is gonna be a monster, which is now Ripple's prime brokerage service. But here's a little note on Hidden Road. So Hidden Road recently got a broker dealer's license. It says this approval enables Hidden Road to expand its recent launch of fixed income prime brokerage services, which currently include fixed income repo, global funding services. As a broker dealer, Hidden Road will be able to provide new and existing institutional clients with a full suite of regulatory compliant prime brokerage, clearing, and financing services in fixed income. Very, very interesting stuff here. Oh, appreciate that, Brodick. Brodick? Thank you. Hey, Mickle, maybe you can come up with your own market cap rating. Mickle marker, where you actually do the market cap numbers correctly, taking into account stake, Satoshi's wallet, escrow. Joe, that's actually a great idea. You know, I personally like, I think that's a great idea that I would love to bring to someone else to do. But you're absolutely right. I mean, what it should be is if a toe, you know, you get it's just, well, market cap is very simple. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Market cap is very simple. My problem is not with market cap. My problem is with circulating supply being used in the market cap calculation. Like the market cap calculation, in my opinion, is fairly simple. It's the number of tokens out there times the price of the tokens. Like that's what market cap is. It's the number of tokens in existence times the type price of the token. What coin market cap does that's weird is they calculate market cap by the circulating supply number. And that's the part that doesn't make any sense to me, because circulating supply doesn't have anything to do with market cap. Like if you take a look at traditional equities, it's not circulating supply of the equity. It's literally what is the total amount of equity issuance times the share price. And that's market cap. So it's really that coin market cap reports a weird number for market cap. It shouldn't be times circulating supply. So my actual market cap rating would not be based off of staking or tokens locked. Like it would literally just be the fully diluted market cap. Like for me, this is the correct number. They just don't put preference on this number for some reason. They put preference on the circulating supply number, and that's the part, in my opinion, that doesn't make any sense. You just do it based off of the market cap, which is the total tokens issued times the price of those tokens. Devin Dennis said it's hilarious. So much of the XRP that is in circulating supply is locked up by us holders. Yes, absolutely. There's no difference between me locking up XRP and Ripple locking up XRP. They're still in the circulating, they're still taken out of circulating supply. And that's why circulating supply is such a funny thing anyway, because realistically, every single XRP ever is always in an account somewhere, unless it's literally in transaction. So do you want to apply like a year, some artificial time barrier on when something starts taking out of circulating supply? in theory, you would want the lowest circulating supply possible because that means everyone's holding. A high circulating supply would be how much of it is like actively flying around. So it's just a weird number for coin market cap to use when it comes to market cap. It's like you don't use circulating supply. Market cap is how many of the thing there is times what the price of that thing is. It's not like taking into these weird calculations of what's circulating and what's not. Like that just doesn't make any sense for a market cap calculation. What's up with Flair? Uh, I think need a little bit more detail on what you mean by what's up with Flair. In a recent interview with Benjamin Jorgensen, commented on an XRP Ledger partnership in the works. What would that benefit? It would just help interoperability, make these blockchains more connected. At the end of the day, this is the new financial plumbing, and you need the new financial plumbing to work together. So I think it's just probably some kind of interoperability thing. Who are you guys talking about? Stu? Let me take a look. Stu. Adam Stokes. I don't know who that is. Where are you guys seeing this Adam Stokes guy? Adam Stokes? Oh, First Ledger stole my post. Stop with that. Someone get Vet on the stream. What is good with this Vet? Get your company under control. What's First Ledger doing stealing my posts like this? No, I'm just kidding. That's funny though. They made the same comment I did. How's mine doing? So who is this guy that everyone's talking about? Why is market cap relevant? So it's the circulating supply times the price. Well, market cap's just relevant for ranking these tokens in size and like how much general value is encompassed in the network. Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, so it's more of just like market cap is just a way to rank cryptocurrencies against each other. It doesn't really do that much in terms of giving you any empirical data. Happy Easter, happy Easter. So market cap, according to coin market cap, is calculated by circulating supply times the price of the token. But in my opinion, that's the wrong calculation, and I'll die on this hill. In my opinion, the correct calculation is just the amount of tokens in existence times the price of that token. That's the only way I see market cap being properly calculated. It doesn't make any sense for me to do it by circulating supply because no one has a good definition of what circulating supply even is. Let's see what coin market cap's definition of circulating supply is actually. So coin market cap's definition of circulating supply. Oh. Well, this is convoluted. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to read. The amount of tokens that are circulating in the market and are in the public hands is analogous to the flowing shares in the stock market. But I don't think the stock market calculates based off of circulating supply. So, yeah, in my opinion, the market cap of XRP is 200 billion. You can't convince me otherwise. Like, I absolutely think the market cap of XRP should be 200 billion. Yeah, I absolutely think it should be 200 billion. Bitcoin is investment to buy and hope someone richer than you buy after you. Yeah, pretty much. No problem, Chris. Love diving into those various topics. You know what we haven't looked at in a while? Amendments. Is there anything interesting going on the amendment side? First, validators. Looks like I got to get another validator push going on. We got a push and we got really close to 1,000 nodes and 200 validators. So it looks like I should start pushing on that. I haven't put a lot of effort into that in a minute. So I'll have to jump back onto that validator thing. Deep freeze looks like it's about to pass. Multi-purpose tokens, credentials, permission domains. Permission domains is interesting. I need to follow up on that. Dynamic NFT. So MVB tokens, credentials, deep freeze, dynamic NFTs, and permission domains. Honestly, these are the types of things I like to let vet explain to me, and then I come back with my general knowledge there. So we'll leave it at that for now. William, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. I really appreciate that. William Corgi gave me a corgi. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying to manifest it. Love that. Circulating supply should be counted for the coins that are readily tradable. Coins that are sitting in, let's say, a ledger that is lost in the code forever and are no longer part of the supply. I agree, but my problem is then, like, what do you count Satoshi's coins as? Like, no one knows if they're lost or not. Like, you can never prove if something's lost or someone still has it. So that's my biggest problem with circulating supply, is like there's just a lot of ambiguity. I hate to bring it to this. I'm not going to bring it to this. That was a bad thing. That was a bad thing for me to bring up. It's just one of those things that requires a lot of opinion. Like, there's no facts one way or the other. So that's the problem with circulating supply. It's like, all right, only tokens that are freely tradable. But then what does freely tradable mean? And then, like, only tokens that are not locked. But what does locked mean? What's the time associated with it? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it 8 months? Is it if the keys are lost? How do you know if the keys are lost? Is it if it's in a smart contract? But what is the smart contract doing? So, like, there's a lot of fundamental issues there that have yet to kind of be answered. Mickle should go on the Stoke show. If you guys watch him, like, just blast his chat, be like, get Mickle on. And I would go on. I don't know this guy. Like, is it a YouTube show? Is it an X show? I looked him up. I didn't find any profile that I saw. Can I tell you tell us a cool story about maybe some insider info you've heard about Ripple and XRP? You know, that's tough because a lot of what I hear is from individuals who may or may not watch the show. So like I don't know, it I don't want to go and like say things that like someone would watch and then be like, "Oh, well, I don't want to go then um tell him more stuff if I just am I going to be just blabbering about it?" Um Let me think on that. It's a great question. I'm sure there's things I can say. Um, and a lot of it too, like people tell me like anecdotal stories or things they've heard or people they've talked to. And like it's not that I don't believe them. I absolutely believe them, but it's also one of those things that I can't like, I'm just like very I keep things tight. I keep things tight. But look, there's a lot of crazy exciting things going on, and you hear some wild stuff. You do. I just have to be sort of careful about what I say. Honestly, I don't think anything I would tell anyone on this live stream it would be like earth-shattering sort of stuff. Like there's nothing I know where it's like, "Oh, well, this bank is secretly using it and like they don't want you to know." Like it's nothing like that. It's more of like, "Oh, I didn't know this person knew about XRP," or like, "Oh, this person said this." Like those are the kinds of things it is. So it's really not so much of like um it's really not so much of like, "Oh, like guess what? Like this company's working with Ripple." Like it's very few things directly like that. There are some things like that, but it's not like, yeah. I mean, I'll just leave it there. If I There's a lot. I'll give you this. There's a huge Ripple initiative, and XRP Ledger initiative to build XRP into a lot of the big DeFi protocols out there. And I think that's generally pretty known, but I think there's going to be a lot of interesting opportunities popping up with XRP DeFi. And I think it's going to be extremely high risk at first. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's all extremely high risk at first, but it's going to mature into something that's really good and really important. But I do know that's happening at a pretty quick rate. I do know there's a lot of effort being put on that front. And I do think it's going to be pretty risky at first, but it will get to be something that is very critical to the infrastructure. All right, guys, with that said, I've got to jump. Guys, happy Easter to everyone. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Make sure to spend some time with family if you got family around. Get away from the charts a little bit. Get away from crypto. It will be back on Monday. Nothing's going anywhere. There's always time to be able to jump into the market. So guys, just wanted to say a thank you to everyone. You guys are absolutely incredible, whether we're in the most exciting times we've seen in forever or whether or not we're in a lull in news. Really appreciate being able to jump on here, say happy Easter to everyone, talk about general stuff in the market, get into whatever is on people's minds. So really appreciate you guys for coming here each and every day. It's always one of my favorite parts of my day, being able to come on here and interact with all of you. So guys, thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Step away, get some time with family, touch some grass, go enjoy